And we're back, people. Deluded, I'm back again. First things first, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. If you're on Twitch, big up yourself, YouTube crew. Please make sure we're smashing the like button, people. As Karma said, I need everyone on their good behavior. Typically, everybody's in good behavior, but whenever I bring guests, there's always some naughty guys and girls out there. Mods, who better to serve the community than the community, people? So yeah, big up yourself, John. Of course, you're always here. I was a bit offended with myself. I was like, I always see this geezer here. Why is he not a mod? Why has it not got the spanner or the thing next to him? So it just made sense. And don't forget to smash the like button, people. Now, I can't lie, man. It feels surreal. Like if I was to say the Premier League is starting next week, we know that we've become accustomed to that, but it almost feels like it's not here. And what I would say is, where's the time been? Big up you lot, because we've been ever present with making content, and you lot with being here in that regards. But like, boy, you know what? 11 players on the pitch, a squad of 17 to all the way from 17 to 25 of people that we don't know, that's going to dictate our moods and the highs and the lows and this in the Champions League and the FA Cup and the League Cup and the Premier League. We love football. We say we hate it, but we love it, man. And hopefully next season we win a bit of silverware. For me, the dream would be the Champions League. And the ideal trophy we win is the Prem. For Mikel Arteta to save some sort of face, I feel you have to bring a trophy when it's all said and done, if I'm honest with you. It is what it is. Why you want to expose Kiwior but not Odegaard? I don't know what you're talking about there, but you are always in my chat. So yeah, big up yourself. Bit of weird done, but fair enough. I don't know what you're talking about there. Expose who and do what? What are you talking about? You've just said Odegaard out, and yeah, I don't know, man. You need to heal, bro. I don't know what's going on. I've enjoyed the break, though. Supporting this club can be stressful. It's stressful. It's lovely. It's electric. I just want silverware, man. I know trophies are not everything, but we need to get back to basics. The obvious shortcomings that we have that we're all peed off about, we need to fix that. We need to play some exciting football, because last year was uninspiring. 2022-23, we were inspired. The year after that, we were inspired. Last year was a bit flat. It's gone a bit flat. I would say Arsenal fans are very temperamental. One defeat could send them in pre-season, can send them up in arms. So God forbid you lose in the Premier League. But it is what it is, man. It's going to be a mad season. Every game we win, everyone's going to be happy as Larry. Every game we draw, a million feelings of indifference. And of course, when we lose, everybody out. This player's crap. That one's crap. This, that, and the third, man. Seriously, why do you go live like every hour? So annoying. Well, I haven't gone every. I went live at 2:15. 2:15, and I'm live at 4:15, and I put a video out this morning. I would love to, but there you have it, people. So I'm not too sure what you're referring to, Robert. If you don't like it and you think it's annoying, mate, fuck off, geezer. Like, I don't know what else you want me to tell you, bro. I can't live my life for you. What are you talking about? You titled the video Kiwior out when Odegaard needs to go as much as him, because he's linked with a move away, as is Fabio Vieira. Let's read between the lines, man. And again, if at least ask a question. You see if you started with that initially, it would make sense. Calm down, ask questions, then you might understand. I'm not sure how old you are or how young you are, but just bear that in mind as you go through life, man. So yeah, big up yourself. Maddox Community Shield this weekend. Yeah, we'll be doing a watch along for that. Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. It's mad. Eze watch, Eze hype. Eze's last game as a Crystal Palace player. It'd be lovely. And yeah, like he said, you got the Community Shield on Sunday, I believe. Then obviously we've got Wednesday, you've got them lot down the road against PSG. And then, boy, it's showtime, innit? Showtime, and showtime, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. And for what it's worth, I wouldn't sell Kiwior. If anyone watched the Gal stream, my stream on Gal on my platform, I wouldn't sell Kiwior. Would I cry if Kiwior went? No. Do I think Kiwior's the best centre half in the world? No. I don't believe any of that stuff. I just don't think it makes sense. Magalhaes is in training, but I don't know what's going on there with his hamstring. He's participated against Watford, and he ain't played any games that we had in Asia. I wouldn't sell him. Obviously, Calafiori's apparently not in training, so already weak defensively. God forbid, but if Gabriel Magalhaes, let's just assume he can't start the first 3 games, I'm going with Kiwior. I think we need depth. I do think Kiwior's asked to leave long before the summer actually started. As romantic as it was for him to get a run in the side last season, at the end of the day, that's only how Kiwior gets game time, when we're down to our bare bones and you play. So I understand him at 25 years of age, only making 60 odd starts for Arsenal. I understand that he wants to, you want to move on. I don't know where you're at in the pecking order, really. I don't know how much Arteta kind of rates you, if you've changed this kind of thinking. So I understand it. But for me, we need depth. Defense, I want to keep people together. There's been a bit of a change. Honestly, I would like to keep Kiwior, but at the end of the day, if he says he wants to go, then it is what it is. And it's all fun and games talking about Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, this one needs to go, that one needs to go. Of course, a couple of the players that we think need to go are linked with moves away, but how much money are they really going to bring in? Like, what's Zinchenko bringing in really? Fabio Vieira, cool, you might get 30 million euros. You're not getting nothing on Gabriel Jesus. You're probably just happy to get the wages off the wage bill. And then beyond that, like, Kiwior could get you a 30, 40, depending on how good you are at hustling. Now, bit like what we've said before and what you've seen Porto do, and a bit like what you'd see the Italian teams do, they're going to go to Arsenal. They're either going to try and buy him permanently at probably half of what we're asking for. They're going to act broke, or they're going to say loan with an option to buy. The only way I would sanction loans in Kiwior and actually Reiss Nelson's case, if it was up to me, would be, you know, obligations, because they're cool. I owe you, you give us our money next year. Happy as Larry. I don't want, and it's always going to happen. This is football. There's always going to be players you need to sell, players you need to bring in. But it feels like it's always the same kind of rhetoric, if I'm honest. You could argue, though, if you let Kiwior go, we need to bring in a left winger. We need to bring in Eze. There might be other stuff the club wants to do. But Kiwior means one more defender. So you've got one more player to go and seek and find. Who are you going to start tomorrow? It'd be interesting for Mikel Arteta, because obviously there's still a degree of experimenting and all of those kind of things. But surely now in these two games on Tuesday and Saturday, you play your strongest team, or maybe you play your strongest team tomorrow and then slight rotation on Sunday. I do think there is an element of Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. You're going to probably see all of the new signings and probably Max Dowman. Exciting. These are things to be excited about, if that makes sense. Reiss and Kiwior getting done dirty. How are they getting done dirty, though? How are they getting done dirty? Like, how are they being done dirty? That's what I would like to know. How? I'm not disagreeing, but how are they being done dirty? DG, that bid is too low for Kiwior. Typically, the first bid is going to be lower than what the club wants, in it. Naturally, you know, if you're selling something, you want to get more than it's worth. If you're buying something, you want to pay under the asking price or under some it's worth. That's just business, right? As we know. So that was going to happen. I'm not sure for the Porto bid, because Porto have went and signed another centre back. Ironically, someone that's Polish as well. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they'll say in the international break. But yeah, that's going to happen. And this is where, for us, it's not too much is going to change in one window, but we need to change how we're looked at in terms of outgoings. Obviously, the way we think as normal football fans and the way Arsenal might be held in the real world could be different things. But if we were known as tough negotiators, serious businessmen, you can't mess about. I wonder indirectly before, like, if Berta goes, we got this reputation now, let's assume, and Berta goes to meet whoever's sporting director, and you hear we're serious. Before a conversation or a word's muttered, you know you have to come correct, really and truly. And arguably, when you see to a degree, you see what Liverpool are doing in terms of outgoings, more so, I would say, to my point, Manchester City and Chelsea, we need to start doing that, being able to flog players, you know, being able to flog Haaland talent that's not going to make it and get decent fees. I'm not saying we'll always be able to do it, but it seems like, how many times have you seen a player go for some fee and you're like, oh, how did XYZ team go and get that? We need to start doing that even more if we want to be self-financing. And when the Rodrygos and the Ezes and this one and that one, they're like the great players, because we're not going to buy a million players for 100 mil. Maybe if we've got some money coming in, we can be a bit more flexible. Hit the like button if you haven't. Reiss and Kiwior have never been given opportunities to start under Arteta. How many times was Saka looking leggy? I hear you. Nelson wasn't here last season. He's not good enough. Kiwior, come on, man. Let's be honest. You're not getting nowhere near Magalhaes and Saliba. Generally, there has been time to rest people. There's plenty of criticisms for Mikel Arteta, and I hear your opinion. You know, everybody's allowed to share it. But for me personally, I'm not going to, out of all the things that I like about Arteta, or I'm vexed about Arteta with, and the demands I can place on him about winning trophies, I'm not going to kill you for Kiwior or Reiss Nelson. I'll be brutally honest. If you had to press me, why for that, on two of those players, naturally more so Kiwior, because Nelson's been here, bro. Nelson's played under 3 different managers. Nelson was the OG star boy, and this is, unfortunately, this is life. I don't think injuries have helped. I don't think his footballing IQ at youth level is correlated to the first team, but it just ain't banged for you. It just hasn't worked out, and it'd be lovely. I'd love to wake up and Nelson is part of this first team. Hey, Lender, obviously we got a bunch of others. There's so much things I would love. I'd love if Zinchenko was exactly what he's like, but he's actually competent defensively. If Jesus could stay fit and score. If Martinelli could actually get his head up and have better decision making. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, and all of this sort of rhetoric, man. Eze to Tottenham first, now Eze to Arsenal in the future. I don't think he'd make the move from Spurs to Arsenal. Can you see Chelsea selling DBH? Who's at Drewbury Hall for 25 million to Everton? Easy. Just 25 million. Easy. Quick and fast. Quick and fast. Immediately, man. What do you think is Arteta's biggest strength as a manager and his biggest weakness? You know what? I think it's the same thing because life is hypocritical. Life is a contradiction. That's a good question, 5-0, man. I would say for me that you're an overthinker. As I said, I think that's his best gift and his best curse, if that makes sense. So I think that's his best trait and his worst trait, because I know people, for me, the criticisms for me with the current state of how we're playing football, right, is it is predictable. And it has gone, I think generally last season, the football is reflected in how I think we all felt about the club. I think everything just went a bit stale, and I think the football went stale. The football went stale. There weren't really any evolution. So, like the first year we fought for the league, great attacking football. The season after that, known as a great defensive side, still got elements of that, obviously. But I think he's an overthinker. Like everything that we're criticizing him for, whether I like it or not, it's got us to this point, you know. Good top 6 record. People can banter us about finishing second, but at the end of the day, if you're bantering us about being second out of 20 teams, we must be doing okay. And that's what I mean. I think there's too much thinking about the opposition, I guess. I don't want him to lose that, because that's got us to this point. You need to be an overthinker. It's a hypocritical statement and it is contradictory. But I do think sometimes you need to just strip things back, put strikers up front, put left wingers up on the left-hand side, put players in favorable conditions. Like, you know, if somebody's, like, let's say Gyökeres, he does have pace, but assume Gyökeres doesn't have pace. Let's put him in positions where he just has to put the ball in the back of the net, or Martinelli can't think. Put him in situations where he can play on that instinct or conditions of that instinct. Okay, the inverted left-back thing is not working, traditional left-back stuff. So I would say that would be it. Obviously, you know, the football can evolve, because I understand when people sit here and say, "Oh, Arteta don't play exciting football. He can't do it." People are only going off what they see in it. I differentiate with that. Whether people like it or not, yeah. In these last 3 years, bordering 4, fighting for this Premier League trophy or challenging or whatever have you, right? You've seen Smith Rowe have a good season in terms of goals and assists. Martinelli the same, long time ago. Bukayo Saka the same. Odegaard at one point. Whether people like it or not, and we can criticize the 8 stuff, but you're seeing a bit more about Reiss than what was traditionally thought of, whether you want to see him play as a 6 or not. And we did play very good attacking football in the 2022-23 season. So you've got the ability and the capacity to coach that and transmit that on a match day. For whatever reason you don't want to, I think you need to find the balance. Overthink, be great defensively. The minute we lose the ball in any sort of angle on the pitch, how can we recover it? Do all of that. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying he doesn't have an identity or we don't think about stuff like that, but it feels like we never really want to put our mark on the game. It's like we've done our homework. We know we can go out there and do the task, but I would say that, and it's become predictable, bro. Like, we're trying to win football matches on the stats thing, and again, that's all needed and whatnot. But football has an element of unpredictability. You can't explain it, but those feelings, like, people can laugh at Arsenal. That feeling of when we beat Real Madrid, or the top 6 record, or when you see great 1-2s or a fantastic bit of play, or you see those players that, you know, for me, Ronaldinho, these kind of ones, you can't put into words that feeling you get. I haven't got that. And I think every football fan of every football club, relative to where you are, what you're challenging for, your DNA and all of that jazz, reserves that right. It needs to inspire people, because if anything, we have inspired people. We've inspired ourselves. The most pessimistic of Arsenal fan about the 2022-23 season to the next one was getting behind something, because we're going off what you're saying. Last year, we weren't happy in the summer. We definitely weren't happy at any point last season, bar, you know, beating Real Madrid and seeing a couple Haaland players. So, great question. That's what I would say. There must be reasons why Arteta hasn't started Nelson. It just ain't banged for him, bro. Reiss always does well in preseason and fades when given proper playing time in season proper. That's where he needs to go, somewhere where you're going to start, bro. Like you, Lokonga, Fabio Vieira, you need to go somewhere where you're at least in with a fighting chance of 5 to 10 games. Of course, I think Nelson needs to go for the finances. You're on 100 grand and for your own career and that. I wouldn't be against Nelson in the squad. But then when you're not playing, it's very difficult to then, you ain't had a run of games and you're never going to get it. Yeah, you will get your little cult hero moments like where you bagged against Bournemouth, but you've not been playing. Like, it's not like, you know, you've not played for 10 games, then you're thrown in for 90 minutes, so your body's not going to be able to do the 90 minutes thing, or whatever the conditions is in a game. You're thrown on for 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, not used for the next 3-4 games. You're never going to put your best foot forward. It's a double-edged sword, because for many players and in many opportunities, that many conditions at clubs, those kind of scenarios, you have to take them so that you can start getting starts. But we're just past it now. Like, we have to move past sentiment. Even me, Tomiyasu had to cut. I love Calafiori, but if this season persists where he's got injuries, we need to nip it in the bud, really and truly. Can you help us or not? Simple as that. Can we bet on you or not? Feels like success next season is going to be very dependent on how Martin Odegaard will perform. Need a huge season from him. Amen. The time to win is now. If we don't win anything this season, we'll definitely lose Saliba to Real Madrid next season. Mascara was signed as his long-term replacement. I don't necessarily agree with him being it, but you never know. We're the third worst selling team in the PL. The likes of Brentford are below us. It's our wage bill that kills our sales. Been saying it for time. Who's paying big money for Kai on 265k per week? And that's something, it's not going to change overnight. It's definitely not going to change your amount of months. But Berta needs to get better at that. Like, make us better at that, if that makes sense. But yeah, Nelson always does well in preseason and then flatters to deceive. Riley, we're live again, man. Not everyone's happy with it. Not everyone's happy with it. Not everyone's happy with it, man. Not everyone's happy. Not happy. Not happy. Where's the comment? Oh, it's gone. Someone deleted it. It's gone. Mr. I don't know where he is. Robert, I believe his name is. He's unhappy. Is someone always live, man? Stop it. So yeah. On Reiss, during our first title challenge, whenever he came on, he looked electric, whether it was a start or sub. I feel Arteta just didn't trust him, and this didn't help Reiss's confidence and consistency. Fair point. But that's why I'm saying, cool, if the manager feels some sort of way about you, go somewhere where the manager feels the world about you, believes in you. Injuries have shagged Nelson as well, man. Like, they really, even last season at Fulham, like, you start doing well, you get an injury, then you get another one where you had 2 hamstring knocks. It's unfortunate at someone that's 25. Like, it's mad, but Reiss Nelson's the same age as Kiwior. It's mad. It is mad. And Nelson played under 3 gaffers now. You was here when Emery was here. You bust under Wenger. You've been here for Arteta. I'm sure there was times you were starting instead of Saka. Like, I'm sure you started Mikel Arteta's first game away at Bournemouth. It just hasn't happened. These past few seasons were about control football. Now this style and tactics must change. It's definitely about getting out of your comfort zone for Arteta. Let's see what he can do. Amen. And we're going to live or die by that. You know, it's just about balance, if I'm honest with you. Like, by all means, do everything you've been doing, but inject some life into this now. Like, inject some life, because my unpopular opinion, even if we look at the attack last season, obviously, we know they're not the best. We know individually there's issues, but I can't say you just put Gyökeres, Eze or Rodrygo with Saka and everything's great again. Like, it's not that. There's something tactically wrong with us. Like, we are underperforming. And I always think to myself, no matter what I think Saka has done and how good Saka is and how good he can be, and I can never discredit everything he's done, yeah, I always think, what if we never had these questions? That we had an ability to break down the low block. We did move the ball on the transition quickly. We did penetrate central areas. We did have more creativity generally beyond just sticking to the script, U-shaped football, balls into the box. What if we did have all of this stuff? Didn't have all of this stuff? Where would we be? What would we be saying? How would Saka look? I'm not too sure, people, but at least food for thought. More lives, more vibes. Fuck, they're complaining. Facts. DG, if Arsenal fail to win a domestic trophy, do you think Arteta will get sacked? You can never predict the future, but I think at this moment in time, on the 5th of August, that if we didn't win any silverware next season, I don't think that costs Mikel Arteta his job, rightly or wrongly. I don't think he gets sacked. I think you're more likely to get sacked, God forbid, if we don't get Champions League football. I think they might be like, all right, cool, what's going on here? Even that, you're here to stay. David Ornstein keeps coming out and saying, despite external pressure, so the conversations us lot are having, bigger platforms are having, the pundits, all of these things about Arsenal need to win and deliver. It's not that the club disagree, but they're not heavily on like sink or swim for you, Mikel Arteta. Like, you don't win something, you're out. So there's just certain things I've accepted, man. Not that I'm happy with it, but I can't control it, innit? So we win, I'm happy. We lose, I'm vexed. I'm here with you lot. It is what it is. Sorry, people. It's a blisteringly hot day, man. You got to stay hydrated in this life, man. You really, 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 really do. So yeah, man, keep your opinions coming, etc., etc. Appreciative to you lot. Please make sure we're running up the likes. Keep your questions coming, man, because you lot make the platform where it is. As I said, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. While your questions are coming in or whatever, feel free to join. We might as well see what's going on in the tabloids. Now, you would have seen, or maybe not, It seems Jack Wilshere is set to return to Arsenal as part of the youth setup. No place like home. Didn't he try and do his enhance his managerial conditions? We need air conditioning. Trust. They ran up the electric bill though. DG needs a baddie and bag juice. You're acting. Wenger never got all this transfer budget which Arteta gets, and Wenger's more successful than Arteta. Facts. Man's got to make money, go live as much as possible, builds the community as well. It's nice to see you lot don't feel how that done felt, but everyone's allowed an opinion, even if they are deluded, mate. So yeah, Jack Wilshere is returning. Big up you lot. Love for the love and all that. You would have seen yesterday, Stuttgart are working on a deal to sign Fabio Vieira and have approached Arsenal over a permanent move. An agreement has yet to be reached, but talks are ongoing, with Arsenal likely to seek a respectable price for the player. Nico Skrilla, I can't pronounce his name, but allegedly Arsenal are asking for 30 to 35 million euros to sell Fabio Vieira, with Stuttgart having open talks. Do we think that's a fair price? Don't we think that's a fair price? Kiwior enjoys life at Arsenal, but he's interested in exploring opportunities to join clubs where he would be regarded as a first-choice player. Arsenal are not in a hurry to move Kiwior on. You would have seen, according to Portuguese newspaper A Bola, Porto were keen on the Poland international, but balked at Arsenal's £26 million, or that's in the brackets, 30 million euros asking price. Huh? Instead, they moved to sign Bednarak. Come on, hey, people, stop taking the piss out of my club. 26 million, stop acting. Porto, stop acting. You probably ain't even spent the money that we gave you for Fabio Vieira. 26 million, where Kiwior's enhanced his reputation, give or take, maybe recency bias since we signed him. Stop buying it. But to be fair, I'm getting my wish, because for me, Kiwior, I need you to give me 1 more year. 1 more year. I don't really care about your feelings. I know if you want to leave, it is what it is. I don't care about your feelings. I need you to stay for 1 more year. Arteta, employ me as part of the coaching staff. I'll promise you I'll lie to him. I'll make this guy believe he is better than Magalhaes and all these things, but I would need your help. He doesn't start against Man United if Magalhaes is fit. You play him against Leeds at home. You then drop him and say, be patient, man. There's bare football. I started you. I believe in you. Keep it moving. When January comes, he's going to bang on the door again. Give him that whole jargon about, oh, we can't sell people in January. Once January's closed, there's nothing else you could do, mate. Nothing. So here's what it is. Stop hate watching and big up the likes, people. Come on. KSC will sack Arteta like they sacked the Nuggets NBA coach. They just have to make it look like it's their decision, not external pressure like what the media do with teams like Man United. Morecambe have gone bust. Crap story over there, innit? DG, which Arsenal games are you going to? Are you going to do some more work with TalkSport on Saturday afternoons? Who knows what the future has in store, man? But I definitely want to be at the Emirates sooner rather than later, and that will be done. Arteta is putting up high winning statistics. People seem to forget where Arsenal were and the squad Arsenal had, which is true. But for me, I think there's many fans here that, Ambrose, you're right. But I don't think we can hang on to the past. We can't disregard it, but we can't. We can all understand we're not getting battered. We're losing games on fine margins. You have got us to a good space where we're competing. We're competing, and we've got no divine right to win, but we're competing. We're not winning. And you're doing all of this stuff, like high winning statistics, most points in a calendar year, more points than the Invincibles, bare great defensive statistics. We are now a team that scores 90 to 100 goals, all of these kind of things. It's a difficult day playing Arsenal at the office, not to say we're the biggest and baddest. So you're a good manager. It's a good team. It needs to become a winning team. And how long before we try something new? I have no loyalty to Mikel Arteta beyond the fact that you support Arsenal, and to the best of my ability, you'll be praised and critiqued fairly. At some point, something else needs to change. And there's nothing wrong with that. Wenger obviously got the stadium paid off, built Haaland, done all these kind of things. You're coming in, you're spending bread. You've got us to this point. I hope, why not? I hope you can get over the line. But at some point, you might be the guy that just steadied the ship, and big you up for that. And the next man might be more of a failure. He might be more of a success. But at some point, doing the same things, breeding the same results is not going to fly. And for me, with Mikel Arteta, I do think you're put on a pedestal, really and truly, where other managers have been crucified. Unfortunately, they've been crucified. And I think I'm not saying you, Ambrose, necessarily, but you can't have the rough with the smooth. You can't rate a man to high heavens and then always find excuses for mediocre shit. Like, one big issue with Mikel Arteta is in high pressure moments, mainly in cup competitions or must-win Premier League games, something happens and we don't get over the line. The man himself says it's time to win trophies. You yourself, in the semi-finals, when we went out to PSG, you said we're the best team in the champs. Now, maybe that's a bit of mind games and everything, but you're saying these things. You're telling me you want to win trophies. Anyone that understands sport, when you put the rival banter and all that tosh behind you, everything off the field is almost more attractive on it. Like, I'm not really for me win the dog, but win the dog, you know, all the crazy pickpockets, all them great light bulbs, all them crazy things. Anyone that understands sport, you need to do that. So you fixed up, you've done so well. Everything has been geared towards winning. Now it is time to start winning. And every time you don't, and there's excuses when it that, what's going on? For me, Wenger, I mean, I'll tell you, you bring me a Premier League, I'll back you like I backed Wenger. I'll back you like Liverpool fans will back Klopp, because there are some Arsenal fans that do that. And I don't think he's earned that right from me, because you ain't done nothing. When you, not in a disingenuous way, but what have you done at this football club that I ain't seen before? It as a 30-year-old man. And I'm not discounting anything, because one thing I'll always give you credit for is we were very toxic. The thing was a mess. You came in and you fixed the atmosphere. We were singing from the same hymn sheet. You got a tune out of Jacquet. You've made a lot of problems, but you've also got a lot of good things right. And when it's said and done, I can ask myself this: if Arteta was to leave today, are we in a better position than when he first walked in? Let's not be stupid. It 100% is. You don't have to like the guy. You can like the guy as much as you want. On this channel, we talk about the nuances. This is in the grey area. You need to show you're a winner now. I know last season was a bummer for Arsenal, and it was kind of if it was the year of the underdog, how the hell were we involved? But it was the year of the underdog. Every team that was on a mad drought, either in this country or abroad, they were winning stuff, and it just felt like everyone was winning something apart from us. So I get it, people. But at some point, we need to win. If for nothing more, the fans and the players, because you think the players don't want to win. You think the players, obviously it means more to us than them, quote unquote, because we're Arsenal fans. We're gonna be here long and after they're there. But these are the ones playing highs and lows. Some of them have been there when it's not been cool to give Arsenal their flowers, when everything's been toxic. How do you think these men felt when they went out against PSG after the electric stuff against Madrid? How do you think they felt on the last day of the season before, taking the Premier League race to the last day, or the year we didn't expect to be in the title challenge and it went collapse? How does it feel? They deserve it there at Wembley. Unpopular opinion, and obviously the players are not free from criticism. They're the ones playing. All of them players at this club, the ones that were there last year, you don't have nothing but my respect. I can criticize your ability, if you're good enough, stagnating, to sell you, I can do all of that. Every one of you stood up to in your own way. Young players stood up to be counted. People rushing back from injuries, players playing on injuries, bare things that you lot did. Ran yourself into the ground and remove the romance. Marino is a centre mid in his first season, 28 years of age. He's playing in a quarterfinals in the Champions League up front. When you remove the romance, that's bullshit. Now, football is about romance and it's great, but this is what I'm saying. I feel sorry for him. Kiwior stood up to be counted against Real Madrid. I've got nothing but respect for them. Now, when I see things like January, that tells me all the things about the ownership. Mikel Arteta, I have to be harsher on your signings now. Madueke has to make sense. Marino has to make sense. All of them ones have to make sense. There's too much. And as I said, this is a platform we're on doing the nuance thing. But it feels like a lot of players were doing bare squinting and mathematician. The take-ons, the numbers are great. Okay, what's the numbers? Goals and assists. Because, bro, there's no bigger football nerd on YouTube than me. I'm on talking about all of that. But let's cut the crap. The only numbers that matter right now for any attacker that comes into this blood clot club is goals and assists. But all right, cool. Take-ons are there. There's a lot to like about Madueke. You got to make that make sense. You got to make that make sense, because time for experiments done. You got to get his full potential out of him. The same for him, Wanyeri, all of them. You got to make it work, because you can't say he ain't been backed. You can't. And clearly, I'm not no massive Mikel Arteta defender, but I give the man his flowers. You cannot tell me the man's not being backed. Every player power battle he has won. Every one of them. How many times have we seen? And let's be honest, the Athletic are in bed with Arsenal. The news is always filtered out. Whenever there's not a player that everybody's universally singing from or wants, like Marino, like Calafiori, like Kai Havertz, what does the article say? The same thing. The club had concerns. Mikel Arteta pushed for it. Same with Madueke. Everything's got to work. The Cronkies, I could bitch about. I got way more energy for the Cronkies than Mikel Arteta. I could bitch about the Cronkies all day. But if they turn around and said to me, "How can you say we didn't back Arteta?" I don't have a leg to stand on. We got him when it weren't cool. We gave him that first new deal when it weren't cool. We then gave him another new contract. He's broken the transfer record under us. We've given him defenders galore and all of these kind of things. And that's where I don't think you can just blame the Cronkies. I'll be absolutely honest. Obviously, it all filters down from the top, because you get where I'm going, but everything's been geared towards winning, but winning. It's time to win, bro. It's time to everything's got to make sense now. Everything needs to make sense. It's just about getting over the line. As I said, gaffer, you're a good gaffer, you know. Show me your winning gaffer. Because right now, no one's going down in history at Arsenal. Okay, cool. Mikel Arteta did win the FA Cup. The players that were there, cool. You lot are good enough. That you lot are good enough as a collective bunch, all of these players, to win something. Some of you individually as well as collectively. We are closer to achieving our goal than we are further away. Make it happen, man. We've come far. We've come so far now to start messing about. Just make it make sense next year, man. Kiwior will be playing in the World Cup, even if he does or doesn't leave Arsenal, he might as well. Arsenal should be sponsored by a scientist because we love to experiment. Arteta loves risking it all on these signings, bro. Defo plays roulette in the casino. Hey, bro, be honest. You prefer English rap or American rap? In the present day, English rap. In 2025, English rap. Historically, the Americans have had that in a headlock, man. But I think music's gone down the toilet, innit? It's a bit like YouTube. It's just, what can I make to make sense with the algorithm? It's just all about numbers and algorithm and a sound that you know is gonna bang and be used on TikTok. That's the way we're in now. I don't think it's about the art. It's not about the art. It's not about the craft. And I think that's all it is. So yeah, in 2025, England hands down over America, bro. I couldn't tell you five. There was a time I knew everything about American rap. Like I could tell you everything. I knew every song. I couldn't tell you 5 new American rappers to save my life right now. I would say off the top of my head, they're not even new. I would die. If you put a gun to my head and said, that's your life done, I'm finished. I'm finished. Absolutely finished. Big up yourself, K, man. Big up you lot, man. All questions are welcome. Who would you rather, Lookman or Leao? Personally, I think Lookman is the better option, but everyone's gassed over Leao because of these recent preseason games. Oh, it's a difficult one. Lookman's probably cheaper. You probably know what you're going to get from Lookman. Like, I'm not dissing Lookman, but if there's 10 games, I'm probably going to see like a more of a baseline or a baseline of performance, if that makes sense, or a bit more consistency. Leao, you're a man that first 2 games, you're going to be 20 million out of 10, best player in the world. The next, you're going to be indifferent sort of thing. But I'd go towards Leao, to be fair, man. I know it's just a shiny new toy with indirectly some of the similar problems to certain others, but I can't lie, bro. I'm not really in the most logical headspace in the transfer window because even me, I know Nelson needs to go. I know we need to get rid of him. I know he's always quality in pre-season, but just seeing him off the left, should we do it again? I guess what I'm referring to at this moment in time, I'm of this. My mentality is it's not my money. Spend the bread, just make it happen. Deal with them problems later, innit? So I'm the wrong person to ask. I'd probably rather Leao, to be fair, though, man. It just looks better. Lookman looks up when he plays. That's what we need now on the left. I mean, Lookman, I can see being more of a smart sort of signing. I think he's more competent across 90 minutes. Hit the like, people, and subscribe, bro, to 70K. We're flirting with it. We're flirting with it. By any chance, are you going to go to any of the friendlies at the Emirates? Nah, watch along settings for me, man. If you're not going to the Emirates, join me in it. 7 p.m. tomorrow. Is it 7 p.m. kickoff? So we'll be live half an hour or so before the game. Big up DJ. I would sign Lookman, but if it stopped the signing of Eze, no thanks. It definitely can't. We can't allow that. What do we want Havertz's role to be next season? Backup striker Cam. I hoped he'd be a younger replacement for Jacquet. Yeah, man. Yeah. I do think Kai is gonna play a lot more in midfield, quote unquote. I do think on occasion, and I more want to see this, God forbid, but in games where things are not working, could you go with Kai and Gyökeres up front? I don't really want to force Kai into the team, if it makes sense. I don't think you're one of those players. You would imagine, I want to say squad depth, rotationary option, but it's a bit weird because I do think that would be the case, but I think you're going to get a lot more football than people are making out. And I'm not saying we're going to see this, but I remember Mikel Arteta in a press conference saying Kai could play up front, could play in midfield, could play out wide. We ain't seen him play out wide. You'd imagine backup striker, no? Potentially backup Cam or maybe even Odegaard's role, because I genuinely think, I know we're hoping for Eze and we want to see Wanyeri blooded there, but I genuinely think last season, had Havertz have been fit and not had the hamstring injury with Odegaard's struggles, I think Havertz naturally would have come into that role. I do think we look at at least in Arteta's mind anyways, I think we look at the 10 role or the 8.5 role, the role Odegaard occupies. I do think, including myself, us as fans, we look at it different, really, if I'm honest with you. Because I genuinely think, I don't know if for Wanyeri and if you bring in Eze and if you do all of those things, right, people, but I genuinely feel Kai Havertz is second in command to Odegaard, in a sense that right now, we all know in that 10 role, It's about what you do off the ball. Obviously, we're not trying to see Odegaard drop. Well, we're not trying to see Odegaard do it, but we're not trying to see Kai Havertz drop and receive the ball off centre halves and try to do a thing. But in terms of like the pressing and all those kind of all the off the ball stuff, he can do that. Whether you've got the same technical level and ability and quality as Martin Odegaard is another thing. So that's probably something there. To be fair, there's a lot of games in it. I am going to watch the Kai Havertz thing closely because even if it works out that cool, you're an occasional starter, rotation option, you get your fair share of starts. I just wonder if that happens, but you've also got Gyökeres through the middle, up top. You've obviously got your midfield sorted. Don't know what we're going to do next summer in terms of the market. As good as that is, will they look at Kai and say, right, you know what, 260 odd grand? Because we did see Sammy Motbell a few weeks ago come out and say Arsenal are looking to sell some of the bigger names, and he did say Havertz has interest from Germany. And to be fair, yeah, I don't know why I did this. It's so long ago. Last night I was watching Leverkusen videos of Kai Havertz, and like, what happened to him? I know some people in social media say he had a growth spurt, but I mean, come on, man. I don't like what happened to you, because if that Kai Havertz was here, yeah, man, it's cool. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But I do think people are harsh on Havertz though. Like, cool, we didn't want him. It shouldn't have happened, but I don't think he's amazing, but I don't think he's as bad as people have made up, if I'm keeping it honest. Clearly frustrating, but yeah. Have contacts for Lookman. Yeah, by the way, thoughts on the third kit, not going to lie, man's deaf for copying that. I think it's the best of the three. Arsenal need an 8 that runs, takes on man, and provides a killer pass or crashes the box and strikes. None of these men that Arsenal have now playing that role, providing a good free ball. Closer you get to that is Zubimendi, but it'd be nice. And that's even more reason as to why I want Eze, because if you're not going to get it from the existing options in midfield, we have to find it elsewhere, no? I think we all want Eze, my friend. I think we all want Eze. But yeah, man, looking at Kiwior as well, people, great questions. And this is why I can't understand if Kiwior wants to cut. The 25-year-old who can play at centre-back and left-back has made 68 appearances for Arsenal in all comps. Obviously, he's got 3 goals. I must admit, I thought he had more than that. But the poll is very much behind Magalhaes and Saliba in the pecking order, and that's been reflected in his 45 starts for the club. So 3 years, 45 starts, people. 35 captain. Bro, fair enough. So yeah, he probably can go and get more minutes somewhere. You would have seen yesterday, Arsenal have made initial contact to show interest in Rennes centre-back Jacquet. The player is on the short list of options should there be departures this month or in 2026. Ben Jacobs has said Arsenal have already communicated to Crystal Palace that they don't want to trigger the release clause. Eze's release clause obviously is expired. They might need an outgoing first, but the expectation is they still bid this window, which bidding is one thing that don't always correlate to signing him. We all know Madueke wanted to be part of the Asia tour. He hasn't been part of that. He cut his holiday short and began working at London Coley. And the pictures, you know, you're seeing Gyökeres, Madueke, everybody there. Dalman's been impressing Arsenal and senior figures around the club. We're apparently rumoured to be preparing a 50 million bid for Eze as our first offer. If Arsenal are to make a significant addition to the first team squad, it is most likely to be on the left wing. Any acquisition may be connected to the futures of Gabriel Martinelli and Trossard. To be fair, if I didn't know it was August, like we've been hearing that more. We've been hearing that for a minute, if I'm completely honest with you. Like we've been hearing that for a minute. So I don't know what to do there. Arsenal apparently have told suitors, including El Nasser, that Martinelli is not for sale. So surely that means Trossard's the one we're going to move on. There's been a lot of talk in the chat about Lookman. That's because Arsenal apparently are considering entering the race for Ademola Lookman as a cheaper alternative to Eze. Is there anything here? Because, you know, we try and stay up to date with everything Arsenal. In another life, Jesus with a bang as a creative midfielder, holds the ball well, good link-up play, no need to shoot, can carry up the pitch, Santi-esque at times. I hear it, man. I hear it. Do you know what? It's just injury thing with Jesus, because I just think we had to. I said this when we signed him. I'm sure if someone cares enough to go and look at my welcome vid, I said, I hear the premise with signing Gabriel Jesus. He might just need a platform. You play him as a number 9, go do your thing. But you're born, I genuinely believe strikers are born to score goals, innit? And he ain't got that. We should have just had him in the City role. Yeah, you can deputize up front, but we're not looking at you. You have to score goals and chip in, don't get twisted. But we're not looking at you to bag the amount of goals we need. And it's just a shame. You need to cut, man. Like, got a lot of time for Jesus, but it is what it is, man. Like, what more can be said? If you still have hope, Lucky Gal, big him up. He was here earlier. Where it comes to Rodrygo, Rodrygo does not believe the time has come to leave Real Madrid and is not desperate to leave, so you don't want to hear that. He wants to stay. He wants to win over Xabi Alonso and regain his spot in the first team. Let it go, bro, man. Let it go, bro. He's in love with, pardon me, with Real Madrid. He would be happy to stay and fight for his place. He's not desperate to leave. If a top team arrives later and offers him an important contract and to be their star, we'll see, but this is not the case so far. So does that mean for all the talk of Arsenal, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, wouldn't say big club, but Spurs, nobody's forwarded any offers? So there can be rumblings, there could even be talks with his agent or middleman gauging the temperature on a potential deal, but there's been no offers or no concrete offers. Is that because if you're Liverpool, you're doing all the stuff you've done and you're looking at Isaac, you might circle back? I don't know. For Chelsea, you could say that. For us, I don't know. I can't see Rodrygo. I can't see Eze and Rodrygo. I think it's one of the two. Now, if you prefer Rodrygo or Eze, let me know that's your thing. I think it's more realistic to get Eze, but we ain't bidded for no one in it. And we've spent the third most this season so far, people, with just over 92.6 million, I think. But our net spend is 6.9 million. So surely, I know we're about net spend and self-financing, and there's still money to come in. Fabio Vieira sold for 30, 35. Obviously, you're gonna have to spend for another defender, but there's Kiwior, Nelson. It seems like there's radio silence with the Fulham links. Zinchenko as well now. Trossard, if I haven't said that. Surely there's wiggle room, in theory, to go grab Rodrygo and Eze. I know, mad contracts, all this kind of stuff. You're still paying mad money, but surely there's capacity to address. I personally think we're two attackers short, personally, but let me know your thoughts. I could be wrong, people. So yeah, got some level of a net spend. Big up, but I'll keep cooking, man. Keep cooking, my friend. We've seen that already. The current sticking point for Stuttgart in their pursuit of Fabio Vieira is the asking price. Once again, Arsenal are apparently demanding 30 million euros. Stuttgart do not want to pay more than 20 million euros. Come on, start acting. Meet us in the middle at 25, man. Fat sell-on clause, buyback clause, all that stuff. Xabi Alonso and his staff keep feeling there's room for improve the team. Sources close to the coach suggest they need two signings, one of them in the case Rodrygo leaves. So they're planning for him in some capacity. Apparently, suggestions Spurs have placed a formal bid for Rodrygo are wide of the mark. As of Tuesday morning, Real Madrid have received no bids from any club. Real Madrid are still prepared to sell if Rodrygo informs them he wishes to leave. Player has now met Xabi Alonso and did not hand in a transfer request. Open situation with Rodrygo being offered to several teams in case he decides to leave. So that's the potential state of play. Liverpool and Newcastle have shown interest in Arsenal target Jeremy Jacquet, according to Graham Bailey, people. Remember, this youth has signed a new deal. It's understood that Jacquet is speaking to his camp about his future right now, even though he signed a new contract with Rennes in May. There's a feeling that interested clubs believe that Jacquet still could be available, and the idea of a club like Arsenal buying Jacquet and loaning him back to Rennes shouldn't be ruled out. We did do that in 2019 with William Saliba, who joined in 2019 as stated, but didn't actually play until 2022. In theory, Newcastle would like to sign a centre-back for now, but Liverpool might also be able to accommodate an immediate loan back to Rennes. Liverpool, who are still linked and apparently have bidded twice for Gurhi, no clue if that's correct. Rennes are suggesting that Jacquet should wait until next year to assess his options, which might still be the most likely outcome amid this Premier League interest. Speaking back in 2023, apparently his former coach called him a complete player. Despite everything, we know he's a guy with great potential. His body has been letting him down this season. He's been able to string performances together, training sessions and matches. He's a player who's progressed enormously in N2 Championship. He did go on loan for the first part of last season. I think he's played 11, 12 times for Rennes. So he's still raw in that regard. In terms of maturity, he lacked a bit of reliability. He's 19. But now he has a real defensive spirit and is capable of playing well on the rebound. He's a complete player who still has room for improvement. So you're not complete if you still got room for improvement, surely. Partey, it's a madness. I'm tired of reading about that, if I'm honest with you. Once again, Arsenal's asking price for Fabio Vieira, holding Stuttgart's pursuit of the midfielder. Come on, man. The 25-year-old is likely one of Stuttgart's options as they look to find a replacement for Millier, who would have shocked all of you lot with going to Saudi. Ben, the Waffler Jacobs, honestly, why is he reporting about Spurs and Rodrygo? Common sense doesn't seem to matter anymore. If Arsenal let Vieira go for 20 million, many fans would be up in arms. Yeah, if they don't sell him for 30, those same fans would still be up in arms. You can't please people all the time, man. Fabio, Zini, Tross, or Martinelli should be sold. Rest can be kept as squad players. I hear it. Yeah, man, one of the two attackers, and maybe the next whoever that. So if Martinelli left now, Trossard you leave next year, or vice versa. Fabio and Zinni are past their sell-by date. But even with Zinni, I'm nervous about left back, man. I do think hot take, Mosquera could do a job there. Timber can move over there. Obviously, you've got Miles Lewis-Skelly, if fit Calafiori. But when you start breaking it all down, I think we need another left back. So I can understand if that's the rhetoric with keeping Zinni, but surely Zinni just needs to cut, man. Like it's over now, isn't it? Sunderland up there for money spent. Fair play to them. To be fair, they just got promoted. They're going to have to. Lookman makes too many 27-year-olds and over long term. Another difficult sell on like we are having with Zinni and Trossard. But to be fair, if Zinni and Trossard were good people, we'll cop them. But we want to win now. I want to win now. Jesus and Trossard off the wage bill would cover Rodrygo. Rodrygo's wages would mess Arsenal's budget up unless they let 3 or 4 players go. Honestly, with Jesus and his movement, these low blocks wouldn't have been a problem. I think it goes beyond just a player, but I hear it. Trossard was offered a contract but didn't want to sign it, so I'd say it'll be him to leave. Let us, Martinelli, Eze and Lookman. I'm not sure you're saying there, my boy. Not getting a left winger right this summer would be a crime. I hear that. Eze and Jesus would be a nice link up. It would, man. It'd be nicer to have a strong squad. Fabio Vieira has talent. He just needs the right club in the right league. Yeah, and it's not us, man. That's why I'm saying buyback clause. Because what if he shows the potential one day of what got him here? You just need some stability. Like 1 minute you're at Arsenal, then there's a couple of players. Lokonga the best. Like Lokonga's been on what? 3 loan spells now? Maybe more. What? Palace, Luton, Sevilla. Whether I believe in you or not, you need to. Nelson's been on probably 3 as well. 2, at least 2. Nah, 2. I'm capping. It's 2 in it. Germany and Fulham. In fact, I could be wrong. I'm doubting myself. But 1 minute you're here, there, and everywhere. You need to be somewhere where the team actually believes in you like that. If that makes sense. Fabrizio reveals terms of Arsenal signing Rodrygo. Hopefully, there's something new here. Rodrygo has still not communicated his desire to leave. Real Madrid are keeping the doors open for Rodrygo to leave if a big proposal, 100 million euros, arrives. Rodrygo still wants to stay at Real Madrid to compete at Real Madrid. He loves Real Madrid and his desire is still to be an important player. So for him to leave, it would take a very top proposal from a very top club to convince him. So far, there have been no bids. Apparently, he'll demand a salary of 12 million euros net per year. I don't know how much that works out monthly or weekly or whatever, people. Yeah, man. These journalists are going to run the Rodrygo links to everywhere. I'm surprised they ain't linked him to Newcastle for no reason. Apparently, there's been a U-turn with Jacquet. Jeremy Jacquet reportedly views Arsenal as the ideal platform to showcase his talent amid significant interest from the Gunners. He's enjoyed a breakthrough summer. So, yeah, he's 20 now. 1 minute he's 20, then he's 19. Reports in France state that Jacquet has already rejected the chance to join Arsenal this summer as he believes he would benefit from extending his stay at Rennes. The 20-year-old signed a new long-term contract in May and remains content at the Liga club. Team Talk contrastingly claimed that he is eager to move to Arsenal instead. The under-21s France international is reportedly enthusiastic about the opportunity to join the North London Giants, and he sees the possible transfer to an elite Premier League club as an extremely attractive proposition. Rennes are reluctant to part ways with the defender, however, and the French outfit are demanding a fee of at least £25 million, 28.8 million euros. Arsenal have already signed Valencia centre-back Christian Mosquera so far this summer, but they remain interested in bringing in Jacquet to the club amid concerns over the future of Jacquet Kiwior. The French centre-back spent the first half of last season on loan at League 2 side Clermont Foot, but he was recalled by Rennes in January and he enjoyed a fantastic end to the campaign with his boyhood club. So, yeah, we'll have to watch that one, people. We've been linked with Chouameni this week, which I find the stupidest rumours of them all. Trossard was a few days ago linked with Brentford, and he's been linked with several clubs, and I don't think that will stop. Brentford, Crystal Palace, Saudi Arabia, staying at Arsenal, hella things. What's this? Arsenal scare off clubs with 30 million euros demand. Okay, this is in relation to Kiwior. I don't see what's wrong with that, but apparently we're scared off, and Porto are the ones that have been scared off. Porto, the report claims, never got to the stage of presenting a bid for the versatile defender because they were scared off by Arsenal's 30 million euros asking price. It's added that there's no way that Arsenal will sanction Kiwior's exit this summer for a fee below 30 million euros. He's still under contract until 2028. So there is a position of strength. Arsenal get major double injury boost ahead of Man United clash. Timber and Gabriel Magalhaes took part in training. Yes, we need this. We need this. I need you lot, but you might not have to play both games, but I need you lot to get some minutes in the legs this week, man. It's showtime next week. We all know Magalhaes had the hamstring injury in April, and Timber went under the knife to solve an ankle injury in May, people. So it's nice to see they've been training. Madueke's been back in training. Apparently, Trossard, who did pick up an injury in Asia, and Calafiori, who did pick up one as well, they were not in training. So maybe that's a precaution. Maybe they were on a separate kind of timeline. I don't know. So it's a bit nerve-wracking, ain't it? It's a bit nerve-wracking, man. It's a bit and to be fair, nice to see Kepa's back in training because he had his own little issue as well. Is anything else? Let's change this to... Oh, it is in the last hour. Fair play. Come on, man. Link us with something mad. Not a clue, people. Don't look like anything's happened there. 20 plus 10 in add-ons. Sounds fair for Kiwior. Nelson's wages are keeping him from other clubs. Bert will have a hard time selling him. I'll be real, man. You just got to take your 5-10 million. Just keep it moving. Jeremy Jacquet, best not be soft like his R&B namesakes. This guy, blood. Nelson, Hoffenheim final. And then so it was free. Foxy, you told me don't doubt myself. You know, you're right. Because I was saying 2-2, 3-3. I shouldn't have doubted myself. Forgot Lokonga still at the club. Do we sell him for peanuts or keep him as a squad player? Can't imagine his wages or value is that high. You got to sell him. Does he want to stay and be a squad player? Because even if you were a squad player, which you could argue Norgard is, Marino is, you never got no minutes over there in Asia. So you're not rated. You never know. You can never have too many players. But reality is, yeah, obviously, naturally throughout a season, players are going to need rest. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be suspensions. But there's 38 Premier League games, right? You know, Lokonga, if you stay, you might get some minutes in the League Cup and FA Cup in January and that, but there's 38 games. How many of those 38 games, yeah? And bearing in mind, I don't think he's going to the World Cup with Belgium. Wish you all the best, hope to be proven wrong, but you're only going to get that by playing. How many times are you going to be in the matchday squad, let alone actually get on the pitch? Because if everybody's fit, is Lokonga in the matchday squad? Maybe by default, I'm not too sure. Jesus has played left for us and has not impressed, aside from not looking good after his recovery last time. Whoever Berta acquires now should be able to win the title. Well, we'll have to see, man. We have to put our best foot forward. And get me exactly. Youngsters are playing. He needs to cut, bro. Like you need to just. It's unfortunate, but that's what needs to happen. Like it just didn't work out. You need to cut the cord. We tried to outsmart the market. In hindsight, I've said this as well. I think maybe we bought Fabio Vieira and Lokonga a year, 2-3 years too soon. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. You need to go somewhere else. You might turn into the next Yaya Toure, as company said. And company, if you're a man of your word, Lokonga should be playing for Bayern Munich. Because if he's going to be the next Yaya Toure, and that's what you said, go and show us. What's the price for Lokonga? Just give me 5, 7, max 10 million. Just keep it moving. I hope Berta can Bandulu and get some money in that. But, bro, it's a fire sale thing where Nelson is concerned to a degree. Lokonga is to a degree. Fabio Vieira, cool. Let's try and get our 25, 30 million. Kiwior, out of the names linked with moves away. I'm trying to, I don't want him to go. I think it's fair. If you ain't got 30, 40 million euros, pardon my language, fuck off. Don't bother us then. If it's not a loan with an obligation to buy of a fee like that, leave us alone then. Who else is there? A couple young players in the academy probably go. But the vast majority of these players, it's kind of the mentality of just take the money and run. Burr will be fighting bad decisions with selling across the board with our roster. Aside from the best players we have, like Saliba and Saka, i.e. the players we would not want sold, Eddie was getting fleeced on a regular basis. Yeah, he was asking to fleece him. He was fleecing himself. Eddie, I'm not going to lie. For the very fact that you went to Brazil and you ain't come back with nothing, there's nothing, there's no sick winger, you need to go, man. I don't want to pile on Eddie. I don't think you can just blame him for everything because, to be fair, if you're going to blame him for everything, you also have to praise him for the signings that have worked out during his time here. He just weren't levels. And I wasn't ever comfortable with that. I mean, what do I know? I'm just here with you lot. But I didn't like the whole, you've got a young squad. Sure. You've got a young squad, a young manager, a young sporting director. I think we needed, if you're going to have a young manager in Arteta, a youngish kind of squad at the time, you need a better den in it, at least an experienced hand, if it makes sense. Or if you're going to have a young sporting director, have an experienced man, it just didn't make sense. For me, it just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. I just went on it. Sambi is gone for whatever his price. And to a degree, yeah, I know it's on the club to remove these players, but what are your agents doing? I know it might be the calm before the storm, but Lokonga, you've been, you only really need your agent, I guess, from a human element. He might check in, or when you're moving clubs or it's contract renewal time. But Your agents paid to get you moves and that, you know, like this is summers where the agents literally earn their money. What is your agent doing? Because Rashford's agents got him a move to Barca. What's your agent doing? Gyökeres's agent made sure that this Arsenal thing was happening. Sesko's agent, regardless of if Sesko ends up at Man United, Newcastle every hour or something else, he's playing a blinder and getting a good fee for Leipzig and probably favourable terms for Sesko. What's your Zinchenko, Reiss Nelson, Lokonga? What is your agents doing? As much as Berta's got to be on the hustle, you lot need to want to hustle because it can't be nice. Don't you lot want to be at clubs where you had a proper preseason, you're part of it, whatever league it is or whatever team it is, you feel like you're starting? Because the way it is now, the league kicks off next week. Like, Lokonga, you're not in the match day squad. But yeah, a couple of these players, Sambi is the new El-Nene. You can't no, he's not. You can't disrespect El-Nene. El-Nene was much better than him. I've seen El-Nene score a peach of a goal at the New Camp. Stand up tall with Thomas Partey at Old Trafford. Done a lot. What's Lokonga done? Like, no one can rise up a good game Lokonga's had. I can. Chelsea in pre-season. I think there was a year we played Chelsea at the Emirates in a pre-season game. Didn't bang. Our wage bill is killing ourselves. Kai 265 grand. Jesus over 200k. Nelson on stupid money. No one is buying these players for big money on those wages. Simple as. People need to know we are done with ingoings. Less of that, man. I rebuke that. Our midfield will end up being Reiss, Eze, Odegaard, and will dominate this league. You reckon? I think you're downplaying Zubimendi. I think you're going to see Zubimendi a lot more than you're saying here. We are an incompetent selling club. Might as well keep Reiss Zini, but really sell/give away Fabio, Lokonga, Tal. I hear it. That's why Arsenal needs to win a trophy, a proper trophy. This will push up the value of the team and generate more interest in buying players. Against Chelsea and Brentford in 2021, 22, that's it. We lost both games. Fair enough. I don't blame them for not wanting to lower their wages. It's a job just like them. And again, I know people don't want to hear it, but we have to take our like, you can't always look at things with like your tribal Arsenal fan cap on and look at things objectively. Like, these men might want to run down their deals because they can leave for free. They might be comfortable at London. They might be deluded and think that like, maybe I can force my way back in Arteta's plans or whatever. Their family, remember, there's a family aspect. Now, I don't quite believe that for Lokonga, but there's more so Zinchenko and Nelson, but there's a family aspect of it as well, man. Let them play down Zubi, man. Let them play down. Listen, Andre, when the time's right, we're making bare Zubimendi noise. Don't worry. They don't know what we've got on our hands. Eze seems will stay at Palace. He ain't pushing for a move, and Palace no need to sell. But this is their strongest window. He's got 2 years left on his deal. For Lookman, seems spoke screen, maybe even move for Eze and be done. For me, if you can't get Eze tells me you want a versatile attacker. They might not be as exciting as Eze. They might not be. My heart might be broken because I'm with this Eze hype. Go and find someone else because we've been linked with Bear. Go Monaco. They got stuff. Pardon me, said it before about Leipzig with Arsenal negotiations. They're in no rush. Contract until 2030. Clubs will be desperate to sign a striker, which it seems us United are. Like, bro, Leipzig are playing a blinder. And as we all know, the striker market is dead. So when you're Leipzig with Sesko, bit different, but same premise in Sporting with Gyökeres and any sort of, even, bro, fucking Ajax with Chuba Akpom. Have you not seen 1 minute he's going Birmingham, then Ipswich? You're going to do this. They're playing a absolute blinder, Foxy. Absolute blinder. You know, to be honest, I don't think and maybe this is why everything happens for a reason, because I don't think we have Gyökeres if Sesko doesn't sign that new deal last year, right? Because it was in cold-hearted writing, 60 million. The club already done their due diligence. We were led to it, but we were told in the Athletic, Jason Ito, and Edu, they both left. We were told, yeah, they're keeping negotiations sweet. They're keeping dialogue and contact apologies. And then obviously signed a new deal. They're trying to take people around the houses. I still rate Sesko. I think he'll be a bloody good signing for Man United or Newcastle, provided he reaches his potential. But at some point, we needed to step away. Respectfully to Edu, if Edu was here, we'd still be on all of this. We would be the third team where Newcastle and United are at, and it would make for good content, but we would still be there. We probably would have only now just even had the idea, yo, Gyökeres, what we saying, kind of thing. So I don't begrudge it. Like, I don't blame Leipzig for doing that. They're about to get some serious peas for Sesko. They're obviously gonna sell Xavi Simons if it ain't been confirmed to Chelsea. Or Pender, I'm sure, has been linked with someone. Is what it is. Why do we need Zubimendi playing against low block teams? Reiss, Eze, Odegaard. We need Reiss with the CBs and everyone else attacking. I hear that, but again, you could argue that logic. If anything, if you're playing low blocks, if anything, Zubimendi's more effective than Reiss, because what we're forgetting is obviously Zubimendi's thing. They're both sixes by trade, in it. We know the role Reiss is playing, but it's more of a cultural six, the more Spanishy kind of six. I think people forget. For me, I think Zubimendi's pretty damn complete. He's always smiling. He's like 6 foot. He's always smiling. He's not he's not flying into tackles and madness, but he likes to get stuck. He's deceivingly more on getting stuck in more than people believe. He's better in the air than people believe. He can do what Rice does, maybe not to the same level or whatever, but he can win the ball back and do all of that. If anything, against a low block, Rice should be the one that's been dropped, if I'm honest. Because Zubi plays as a six, he can protect Donny, and he's always trying to play forward. Rice at times can be ineffective against a low block. I hear it. Because I'm not saying drop him. He runs in behind. He does all of that. He does drive with the ball. And I actually want to see more of that from Rice. That's actually one thing that I think we lose a bit. Maybe because of it's tactically. Maybe because he's playing in an 8. Driving with the ball, man. Like he's done it on occasions, man. Who did he do it against? You see, when he won the Conference League or whatever it was for West Ham, it weren't the final. Like the game before, I think it was a tight-knit game. They came from behind. I think they came from 1-0 down. Don't quote me on this, but I'm sure they came from 1-0 down and they found 2 goals. And then Rice got the third, but he danced. I wouldn't say dance, but he drove past the whole team. So Rice does have that. But surely against a low block, if anything, Rice has to be the one to drop out. But again, there's going to be times where Rice might be on the pitch, Zubi might be on the pitch, either or is not there. We need to be able to break down low blocks regardless of who's here. Issue with us selling his wages. Chelsea players on like 70, 80k wages. That is easy to improve. Who would pay 350k for Havertz or Jesus? We've got to learn, man. We've got to pay for our sins of the past and try to have a better future. Zubi looks up when he plays, looking for good attacking pass. If Odegaard doesn't have friends in the program, Eze will take that 10 spot. DG, predict your 11 for Old Trafford. It's difficult, man, because it's 1 minute I'm scared about Gabriel Magalhaes. Now he's training. I don't know where Mikel Arteta's thinking is at with Trossard, Martinelli, and potentially Madueke simultaneously. Kai Havertz and Gyökeres. Gyökeres ain't really had a preseason like that. Of course, he's been training now. Of course, he's going to have some training sessions, but he's only got 15 minutes. So I'm not sure. Timber, I'm not sure as well. For today, make sure you ask me this again. But today, to answer your question, Raya in goal, naturally. Raya in goal. A part of me thinks it will be Kiwior, you know. Raya in goal, Ben White right back. I don't think Timber will start. I want him to. I don't think he'll start. Hope I'm wrong though. In an ideal world, let me do the ideal world first. Raya, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Timber, obviously Saka on the right. For me, Rice, Odegaard, Zubimendi, Gyökeres through the middle. Fuck it, Madueke left wing, man. Like my bias is to say Martinelli because I know Madueke's got to learn the system and all of that, and Trossard's injured. But I want to see something new now, man. At least Madueke, beyond the obvious, he's got a reason to impress. Not that Martinelli doesn't, but Madueke, what I think will be the case though, Kai Havertz up front, Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, apologies. Odegaard, Rice, Zubimendi, Ben White, Kiwior, Saliba, Miles Lewis-Skelly. DG, is it me alone who sees Trossard being sold? That injury is a new norm of teams selling players. I think Trossard's easier to move on than Martinelli for a couple of reasons. Like he's clearly playing the field. As somebody said, there's been talks about a new contract. He's been linked with Palace, been linked with Bear clubs. He's probably looking at it as that. I think Trossard might feel a bit underappreciated, really, because he maybe hasn't always been afforded the starts throughout his time. You're probably looking at it. Can I get a competitive wage and a longer deal elsewhere? The club, it's probably easier to move him on as well, man. He's on less money than Martinelli. His contract is up. He probably wants equally that security. So, yeah, I do think Trossard will be the one. If Issa goes Newcastle, will Arsenal still be able to get Eze? Forgive me, but what's the correlation with Issa going to Newcastle and Arsenal's ability to get Eze? I'm not understanding. In my opinion, it's Raya, White, Saliba, Kiwior, MLS, Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, Saka, Havertz, Martinelli. That's what I think we're going to see. I don't know ins and outs, but Sesko is 1 to 4 odds to go Man United. And to be fair, Man United are Newcastle fans. Like, to be fair, Newcastle fans, Man United fans, just football fans, everybody's tired of hearing about Sesko. Like, at this point, you have to bang now. Like, you have to. Everyone's tired of it. Don't know if it's you, your agent, whatever. Eze is a gooner, and I hope it is, but you being an Arsenal fan growing up, it adds a bit of a sweetener to it, but it don't make nothing. Visa, Brentford, Eze Palace, 2 different clubs. I thought maybe there was a correlation. Big up King, my dude. Big up the whole community every time. Smash that like button. I saw Spurs was to pay 68 million for Eze. I mean, his release clause isn't there. If it comes to a fight, you'd reckon Arsenal are in a stronger position because of what we've been doing, but also the Arsenal fan stuff. But also, I'm not going to listen. I don't want to say it, but Thomas Frank's an equally good manager like Arteta. There is the Champions League element. Spurs have been on him for time. I'm sure either last season or the season before, it was well known that Eze and his advisors were at Spurs towards the end of the season to watch games. So it's not like they can't grab him. And at the end of the day, if Arsenal don't forward with any offers as Spurs do, then you can only go to one team in it, the team actively trying to buy you. It'd be a shame, man, because they can't let them have Kudus and Eze, man. Kudus was peeing me off when they played against us because he's wavy, man. No worries, man. Oh, you meant Mateta. To be fair, I think Mateta stays. I think Gurhi and Eze go. I think Walton goes maybe next year. Yeah, Eze cried when he was 13, bro, about the academy. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, and he does still talk fondly, as I said, Paul, but you cried when he was 13. You're going to cry. Well, my dad told me to stop crying, but at the end of the 6-week trial at Spurs in year 7, and they said, nah, like, you're not better. You're as good as what we have. You're not better. It don't make sense. I cried in the car. Looking out the window. First, it started off as the fog tear thing, just looking out the window. Like, I don't even support Spurs, but you know, when it was in Chigwell, it's not the new thing that they've got now, but like you see all the players on the wall, you know, you got the kit on, you know, you got the bibs, you're making friends. You're thinking, oh, I can get used to this, you know what I mean? Like, I might actually be a footballer. I'm starting to think about how raw, and like to every rave, I'm wearing my tracksuit. I can't wait to be in school and be like, oh, sorry, I can't play for the school team. I can't. The manager said I can't. Oh, what? Why not play for Spurs? Like, I'm an academy baller. Well, like, what team do you play for Spurs? Not that I'm gassing up Spurs, just academy. They didn't bang. I cried, bro. But you get on with it. You get on with it, bro. And also, there's an element of will it get to a point where Eze might have to burn some bridges at Palace to get it done? No doubt Zubi's passing is exceptional. My question is whether he is good or better than Partey defensively. Could be a hole created, I'm afraid. To be fair, I think he's better. I'd like. When was the last time Partey was great consistently defensively? Like, his body caught up with him. He's not quite been that. He's been a good defender. He used to be a great player. He's a good player. I think he is. He reads the game more. I think his engine's better. I think he's better. I'll be real. He's got big boots to fill, and granted, I ain't got, like, it's all fun and games me telling you this. You ain't seen nothing yet in official games and whatnot. But I think he's a better player. At least in 2025. In the prime Partey, I don't know. But yeah. Today, an article showed me we gained 276 million from various competitions. Why can't we try and stop penny pinching and get Eze in the left wing, or worry about PSR and FFP later after those players help us with a trophy? I wish, man. Academy football dash DG's hopes that my father dashed me out his life. I feel the pain. Oh, come on, Riley. You're going to take it there. But yeah, it is what it is. Talking about Eze and Mateta, though, Palace have been quiet this window. Only stories of players leaving. They need to recruit. And what people are forgetting, they're in Europe. So more games immediately. Also, their manager, I'm sure, has got a year left on his deal. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. He might be saying, yo, I'm on cutting soon. Because he's even letting it be known. Like, I hope it's not like last season where we're getting a bunch of players on deadline day. We'll have a slow start. You don't want to be the last man leaving the rave. Who wants to leave the rave when the lights are on? You want to cut. And if Eze cuts, if Gurhi cuts, I'm sure if Walton don't leave in 2026, he's gone in 2027. Mateta next season, there might be Champions League offers. I don't know how old he is. I'm going to guess that he's 26, 27, 28. You're going to want to keep it moving. And to be fair, they need to splash some cash. You need a bigger team. Full stop. But yeah, Paul, I do hope that. I just feel him being a gooner is an added caveat. Like, All I need to see is bids agreed, fees agreed, these kind of things, man. Partey was healthy and damn near our best player next season. He was one of our best players, to be fair. He was. It's gone now, though, man. Is that Villarreal? Do you lot think he'll play tomorrow, or be a bit sickening to see him? Zubimendi key to unlocking low blocks. It is, but it can't just be on him, because Rodri helped City in that regards, especially games that were on the front foot. He's a 6. He wins the ball back, but he showed his other quality. Now, I'm not saying we've got this, but you still had Kevin De Bruyne at this one, that one. There wasn't, obviously, naturally, there's going to be one kind of key to unpick that lock, but it's got to come from multiple sources. Even though Gyökeres is the goal getter, he can't be the only one scoring, or we're going to be in issues. As a fan base, we have gas Partey way too much. His time was underwhelming. Very underwhelming at Arsenal, man. Two things around Thomas Partey. Obviously, what clouds it is what we're seeing in the papers now, and we'll leave it at that. I think two things with Partey. I think he was good a lot of the time throughout his time here. What was it, like 5 years? I think he was good a lot of the time, but we never really saw Thomas Partey, the great Thomas Partey. We saw it on occasion in games. And also injuries, isn't it? Like, you can't mention Thomas Partey and not think about injuries. Like, in terms of being consistently ever present, quote unquote, last season was one. The first title challenge was one. Other than that, it's a mad thing, really, isn't it? Clearly, the club wanted, well, the club tried to give you a new deal, and Arteta clearly liked you. You'd even play you right back and all of that kind of stuff. And I think Kenny Ken said it, and he's right, man, in that. Obviously, you can't read too much into it. Arteta can shout. He shouts at a lot of these players, gets mad with a lot of these players. Partey weren't one of them. And Partey was always, he does it to all of them, but Partey was always one of them players. He put his arm around him, like, good lad. Like, he proper liked him. He proper fucked with him. But he's gone now. Move on. Didn't understand the Partey right back strategy. Inverting, in it, and all that stuff. The problem is, if it goes in behind. I do think people exaggerate the Partey right back thing, though. I weren't for it. But it weren't, and I definitely think I don't think it was as bad as we was making out. Like, oh my God, I weren't for it, did not want to see it. Said every time, let's not do that again. But you lot get the point. I can't lie, the most entertaining matches had Partey in them. That's the thing, man. Like, if you were to look at Partey on YouTube, like his highlights at Arsenal, we never saw that on a consistent basis. And one of the games that I think about with Partey, do you remember when we had the white kit? I think I got it somewhere, man. To jog you lot's memory. I think I got it. Where is it? Or did I put it in the wash? Where is it? Oh, for the life of me, I can't find it. Like, yeah, I put it in the washing machine. Where is it? Nah, man. Where is it? Looking like a muppet. Well, yeah, I can't find it, but do you remember when we had a white kit and it had like it was a white kit with like red slashes? It's like somebody cut you and whatnot. Do you remember that kit? I remember him and El Nene. Yeah, him and El Nene at Old Trafford. They bossed it. Great topics, fantastic insight chat and DG. I got to get back to work now. Colin, big up yourself. Big up the 9-to-5ers and grinders, man. Big up everyone, man. Big up everyone. Legs were gone, man. And come on, man. I don't want to take it there, but come on, man. We know we if you know, you know, man. Partey. I need to see the birth certificate. I need to, man. I need to. Come on, you said it here. Partey didn't do bad at right back, but got exposed for not being one. There you have it. Man said the sanitary towel kit. I remember it. Fuck, you know. You could put it like that. Ghana always got gems, man. Ghana have some gems coming through in Denmark at the moment, though. Keep an eye on Prince Amokayo, Junior, Bismarck. I mean, no disrespect. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't, bro. Someone do the is it homophones or the bro? Yeah, it's a myth. I mean, no disrespect, but yeah, it's a myth. But fuck it. You know what? God loves a trial. Oji, Caleb, Yarinki. I tried the thing, man. I tried. God loves a try. I was gonna bottle it, but I thought I'm gonna try, man. My Ghanaians allow me in it. I tried. You gotta try, bro. I tried the thing. I didn't bottle it. I was gonna bottle it. I tried. You lot laugh at me, but I tried. I did try. Smash the like button for the tries. I tried the thing. I tried. I was shook. I can't lie, but that was a madness. I tried. Fuck, you know. Like, it makes me very insecure. Why do you think I don't say Eze's first name? I mean, no disrespect. Yeah, it's a madness. Appreciate you. You're lying to me, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I tried, man. I tried. I'll leave that to you, lot. Yeah, that was his first Prem start, November the 1st, 2021, but too injury prone and too much unk behavior. Come on, let's be real as well. Away from the obvious around party, which we don't condone if you are guilty of that. We speak for everyone, so don't start doing all that stuff. Come on, man. We knew you could see from early, like, big up Fabrice Mwamba, like, he completely vanished off the face of the earth and just started airing me. Like, that's why you don't get any collabs with me and him anymore. But we had a good show. He said it rightly a few years ago, bro. You can see the London lifestyle. Them, man, you got bread, got money, glitz and glamour, bro. Like, money clearly with party. Like, my hot take with party is I don't think he was doing everything you needed to do off the pitch to maintain them levels. I think you too much lifestyle. There's too much, a bit like I said, there's too much shisha bars and pretty girls and things that money can't buy happiness, but shit, you can get pretty damn close, innit? You know what I mean? Like, you're moving like Robbie. Hey, I tried, man. You got an F. I tried, bro. All right. You look, come do it then. You look, come do it then. You look, someone who wants to jump on the channel, you look, come do it then. Let's do it. Let's just come on then. Hit me, not the players. Why do I feel like I'm in a press conference? Respect. I could have bottled it. I tried. You ain't never failed before. I'm not a failure. Failure is accepting it. We'll go again and again and again and again and again. Bro, remember when I couldn't say Magalhaes? We're saying Magalhaes now. Magalhaes. It's to say Big Gabby. Like, trying, man. You lot come do it. Pricks. Big up you lot, though, man. Love you lot, man. Even though, yeah, draw me out for no reason. I hear it, though. Eze plus Raphael is the dream. It's not that we can't afford it. I just can't see it. I know. I think there's money to spend, but for whatever, I can't see it. I just put Eze in the bag, announce him. Let's just keep it moving, innit? I can't see nothing else. At least DG is reading it first time. Robbie has time before he shows to get it right. Exactly. A for effort, man. A for effort. I tried, man. You lot don't appreciate me. You'll miss me when I'm gone, you know. So you don't see live streams no more. Nah, it's all love. But Foxy, have a bit of consideration, man. Make sure you spell out how to pronounce it. That was absolutely mad. Edgy or dodgy. Yeah, that's enough for today still. That's enough for today. Zubimendi in transition on the ball is what Arsenal needs. But that puts him almost next to Odegaard, which means a double pivot would work with Reiss and Zubi, but we'll see what Arteta does. But the thing is, Zubimendi needs to be promoted to go further up the pitch. And I'm not saying he's going to play like Reiss, but he's a 6, right? I think you're going to see a bit more. I wouldn't say he's a creative midfielder, but he can win the ball back. He can play out from the back. He's comfortable receiving the ball. He doesn't force it. He looks forward, but he doesn't force it. I think you can offer the team a bit more. But if you're further forward, if Reiss is further forward, and Reiss ain't got that line breaking passing him on a consistent basis, but if you lot are further forward, then we're kind of in the same issue. So surely you kind of need Zubimendi to be a bit deeper to allow the other players to do their thing. And obviously, as we progress to play up the field, he can join in and do all those kind of things. And I actually think my hot take is either Gabriel Magalhaes or William Saliba. One of them, I want to see a bit more so Saliba, if I'm honest, because I look at Liverpool. Van Dijk not forcing it in a bad way, but he forces the ball playing thing a bit more. I think Gabriel Magalhaes will do that more than Saliba, and I think Magalhaes can do it, but I think Saliba's got a bit more. Saliba can do that a bit more. I don't know if they do it in Arteta's mind, and maybe I'm just tweaking. I don't know if we don't want that, but naturally, if they're doing that, then these players stay further up the field in theory. The further our attacking players or these players stay in the opposition's box, half of the pitch or their box, naturally, the closer they are to scoring goals, right? And the closer they are to scoring goals, the more likely they are to score goals. And we're happy as Larry, and the def went 14 draws. Now, football's not as simple as this, but you get the point. I tried, man. It's all love. Nah, come on, man. It's all love. Big up my Nigerians. Come on. Smash the likes, people. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Kyle, appreciate you. One love. Would you sign a first choice left back? Would be like to see him challenge Reiss for 8? Huh? Maybe you got 2 questions in one. I want a left back, but they don't have to be a starting guy. If I'm honest with you, like I just want, if you could get me a Monreal, why not? DG yapping his gums about nothing. The attacker just needs to score the goals. You reckon the attackers don't just need to score the goals? The same things we had to say. Money packed. If you don't like me, just say it. Why are you always here hating? Why are you always here listening to someone yapping their gums about nothing? Hate is just love. It's cool. It's cool, man. It's proper cool. And you can like me as much as you like, but I'm not a Man United fan. If your gal likes me, summertime, sun's out, guns out, make sure he's not here when we beat Man United. You know the top's getting flicked off, my guy. Furthermore, fuck off. It's as simple as that. What do you think you done there? Anyways, Saka currently highest odds for PFA Player of the Year. You think this will be the type of season you got to win the league, man? I know certain men do nothing really with their season, and somehow they're among the nominees, but we'd have to, Arsenal tax, you'd have to win it. You'd have to do a madness like 20 G8, win the league. So you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing about the guy. Can't like Kiwior has one hell of a left foot for a defender. He does. I think with Kiwior, it's more a confidence thing, because one thing I like about him is he don't try to do things above his pay grade, but he's got the capacity to do such. This Jeremy Jacquet looks very fast for a centre-back. If Arsenal did get him, I think Arteta would put him in a wing-back position. Shit, why not? But for me, though, I think, I'd buy him, park him off at Rennes, let him get some minutes. How much minutes really are you going to get at Arsenal? Obviously, cool, give your goals. We got another option. But if Rennes are saying you can play 20 games, and here you might not get that, or you can make 20 starts, and you might make 20 appearances at Arsenal, and they're like couple starts in the cup, 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here. You might start 1-2 times in the Premier League. Tired. Yo, DJ, we calling Sesko Tesco from now on. Yeah, for Man United fans, 100%. 100%. 100%. Man said Gyökeres is going to get PFA Player of the Year, 60 M goals. I hope so. It'd be nice for an Arsenal player, but well, just win the league and all that other stuff comes into play, man. I agree. I need Saliba to take a bit more risk with his pass going forward. Gabriel will always try to be progressive with his passing, but I think Saliba's the better range. Yeah. But maybe Arteta is trying to do that because, Gabriel, we're doing the inverted stuff. It's naturally going to filter to that side. Maybe he's saying, you know what, we've got White, we've got Odegaard, maybe even throwing a Zubimendi now. We're just not looking at Saliba to do that. If Saliba does any of that, it's a bonus, but that's not his job spec, if that makes sense. I don't know, but these are the things we just need to evolve and be a bit more random. Keep everything positively we're doing, even the things people criticize, and just add some new flavor to it, man. That's it. Just add some flavor, man. Midfielder, I guess. Oh, Miles Lewis-Skelly. True, but if Miles Lewis-Skelly, I don't know. I'm not comparing him to Lahm, but like when Lahm was playing in midfield, nobody said he's not a fullback. So if Miles Lewis-Skelly is a fullback able to play in midfield or a midfielder able to play left back, I don't really care. Just put him on the pitch. What I would say though, if he was seen as an out-and-out centre mid, how much game time are you going to get? Whether I think he should or not, how much game time are you going to get? Because you got Reiss and Zubimendi for one. The Kai Havertz thing, Odegaard's an option, Wanyeri's an option. There's bare man there. In Arteta's mind, I'd like to see him exposed. I'd love to see Skelly in that role. I'd love to see him there. I do agree Saliba has to be more adventurous with his passing, but he's progressive with his dribbles. Yeah, can we just get a tiny bit more of that is what I'm saying. Like a little, just get a bit more of that from him. But then you have to be prepared that you're going to fuck up sometimes. He's going to try dribble, get caught, or he's going to play a pass, going to get intercepted down the other end. Just like with this ball-playing goalkeeper stuff. It's not just Arsenal. With Raya as well. F-ups are going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. Man are human anyways. Football is going to happen anyways. It's going to happen. It'd be nice to see Skelly in midfield. It'd be nice, man. Be nice. Be nice. If he can play in midfield and left back. Miles Lewis-Skelly is everything. I think Arteta thought Ainsley Maitland-Niles might have been at one point. I can't believe we ain't got 100 likes though, man. 69. It's been a tough day at the office. But nonetheless, big up you lot, man. What's the time? It's almost 6 o'clock. Can't lie to you lot though, folks. I got football. I got 5-a-side. So I need to get ready. That means ending the stream. People, smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Again, I'll cut up the transfer news part of this stream. And yeah, man, big up you lot, people, man. Whether it's sunny, snowing, raining, you lot always here. Shout my mods as well. I appreciate you lot's opinions and just giving up your time, especially those of you at work. Even yesterday, someone was in the toilet for 40 minutes listening to me. Don't get fired. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Journey to 70K. Peace.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.